Morning, folks, and here we are at Knowles Garden Tractors and Firewood again today. And I'll flip you around here and let you look at the firewood that I have to burn today. There now. Firewood covered in snow. April 9th. Three inches of snow. And the rabbit has been around this morning. Earlier this morning, I guess, because the footy prints has got some snow in it. Yeah. Look at that, eh? You'd think it was December. The weather that we're getting. Holy cats. Yes, sirree. And there's some little tiny footy prints there going. Yeah, the rabbit was busy. I don't know what he likes there. Right around the snowblower there, it's always ruffled up like that. But he does something there. I don't know what he's doing. Anyway, so here we are. I said we're supposed to get 5 centimeters. We got more than that last night, that's for sure. So it was supposed to snow until noontime today and then be cloudy all day. So they're obviously wrong on that. It seems to be becoming sunny out, so the snow is long stopped, thankfully. Yes, sir. Why, you'd think it was a day in December. I guess the only good thing is it's a day in April. But, holy cats, another 6 months so we're starting into this again. Oh, well, I guess that's what you get. I know it can happen here, that's for sure. That's for sure. And it could keep happening up until the first and second week of May. Because I've seen that before. There now. Snow on the boots. So here we are in the garage. So what are we going to do today after yesterday's goings on? And if you didn't see yesterday's goings on, you could go and watch that if you want. I don't know if you would want to, but anyway. All right, so we're going to have a look at the loader tower here. See how that fared out. I did fix it, and well, I fixed it. Now whether it stopped leaking or not, I don't know. But because the loader tower is not necessarily going to have oil in it that we know of at the moment, anyway. I don't think our fix is going to be too bad. Let's see if I can get that in there. There we go. Hard to get everything in here. We'll try a different light maybe. Anyway, it's 2 coats of Seal-All glue in there, and then it's coated with Por 15. Anyway, I think that'll do what I would say. Well, today I guess I got to. My next task is to get this out of here and get this out of here. So I need a plug for here, 3/4 inch pipe thread, And over here, could be either a plug or a cap, one or the other, 3/4 inch pipe thread. So I'll have to look through my box of pipe fittings and see if I have anything like that. If not, I'll have to go to town and get some. So we did get the fire going. But like I say, I gotta burn snow-covered wood. Or sneak more out of there. Oh boy. I never expected that when I put that there last week, that I'd have to be sneaking wood out of there because of the outside wood being covered in snow. Anyway. Alright, so that's what we're going to do today, I guess. How that goes, who would know. I'll get back to you later on.
So these are not easy to find, and if you do find them, you're going to pay an arm and a leg for them. So I used my not so great welding skills and watched a bunch of videos and read a bunch of things, and I cleaned them up and got them kind of pinned how they needed to be, and basically did a bunch of preheating to get the cast heated up to temperature. And I did a bunch of little stitch welds. So I'd weld and I would apply heat to it so it would slowly cool to prevent cracking. And I was able to make a repair on the top of this left final drive housing. So again, here we got the see the rear final drives, both the left and the right, are already back pretty much assembled and painted, getting ready to move on. Here's the front idlers, rollers, and undercarriage apart, and wire wheels getting ready for primer. Alright, here's my work area that you see now. Out on the side, I have all the yellow components, the rollers and idlers painted, and the green components. That tractor in the back there is not the 40 that I was restoring. That was a 420 that I had purchased up in Northern Virginia. Here's the paint process for undercarriage parts. Again, here's everything hanging from that lean-to. It just works really good. It's like a big mobile, easy to spray and shoot. Doesn't get any fingerprints or anything on there. And this picture here is all of the undercarriage components fully painted and dried, ready for reassembly. Again, I hand greased and painted all the rollers and bushings with Lucas Red and Tacky. I was still using it back then. And here's the two undercarriages assembled, ready to roll under the frame. Here's the body of the tractor in my garage. I have tarps underneath and all the way around to prevent overspray and debris from getting all over the place. So again, at this point, everything was pretty much assembled. I didn't do anything with the engine. I was able to just pretty much get it out of his bare metal best I could and get ready to prime. Here it is primed. Let that dry for a few days. You can see on the bottom of this picture here, I have my John Deere thinner, John Deere paint, and the hose laid out to spray some green. Here I have so that was just a quick matter of peeling it off and get back to the black radiator. But anyway, that's the chassis or the frame of it painted up. Here it is.
I guess I gotta change that, I guess. I thought it was a pipe thread, but it ain't, I guess.
This is kind of a neat shot, top view, with the hood off.
Just kind of watching Steve here.
And you just see the major components of it.
With his
steering,
Linderman
levers,
crawler.
the drive, sprocket, idlers.
It'll be quite a machine to have
Now
that.
here's a
Oh
good
boy.
shot. You can see the MC roller covers, the undercarriage that we talked about, with the Lindemann decals that were applied to it. So you still get the same functional look, but cost me about a tenth of the actual price. So this picture here, it's pretty much complete. You can see I've got the decals on it. I even have the owned and restored by sign on there.
I'm gonna have to find some other things here, I guess, for doing this.
Here's a quick shot of the chains installed. So it's still up on the cribbing. I'm able to get the chains on, and I can roll the chain in neutral to put each browser pad on individually. If you watch my 330 crawler resto video, I did the same thing. You can see that
Okay,
110
so we'll
Aero
need
front
a-
lawn garden tractor up there in the front, and I've now got the 40 moved into
Need
the
a nipple.
garage. It's pretty much done except for the hood. So, having completed a major fab and resto on the 110, and to do the Lindman and the 40 at the same time, I'm telling you, I can't believe I did it. So here's a shot of the grouser pads for the tracks. Again, they're all hanging with zip ties from some ratchet straps in my lean-to, and just hope it's not a windy day because that's a lot of weight hanging. Here they are lined up in the garage, ready for assembly. If you notice, there's 2 larger holes in each pad and 2 smaller holes. The larger holes are the factory holes that hold those grouser pads to the chain or the rail of the track system. The 2 smaller half-inch holes that you see are holes that I had machined in to accept the hardware for the rubber pads that I put on the tracks. So here you can see I'm installing each grouser pad and rubber pad simultaneously. Just did one side, work my way around to the other. Here's a couple street view shots. You'll see these with most of my tractors. It's across the street from my house. Kind of gives somewhat of a plain background. But I like to take photos from all angles. It's just pretty cool looking at it from the back like this. The black pads really kind of set off the green.
Pretty neat crawler, that's for sure. Something that you'd never ever see around here.
In this video here, I started it with a choke, and as you can hear, it sounds terrible coming out of the garage, and it's not until I just come out that I realize the choke's still on and shut off. This one had a manual choke at the carburetor itself.
There, that's one plugged off. Now we gotta get the this off of here and see if we can plug that off today. There's Steve going with his Linderman. Oh, that's some nice looking tractor now. That'd be the thing to have to go plowing with. All right.
video here is one that you may have seen. I've done 2 shorts with it. I've been cruising down the road. I think it says Cruising the Streets of America on a crawler. And here it is lined up. The 110's done. The Lindeman's done. The 40's done. I think I'm just waiting on the tin work for the hood. So you'll see here in a few pictures, these 2 tractors tend to work hand in hand with each other. So here's the Lindeman out front. You can see the 40 to the left with the 2-bottom plow. That plow I've used over several videos, 420, and my buddy Brian uses that right now. It's just a background video of the Lindeman.
It moved anyway, so that's good. And here we go. I can get out here, there's some levers to get at. Let's see.
Sounds good. And here's a picture of my son with the Lindeman on the trailer. I think this is June of 2020. I was about to go down to a show in Elizabeth City, North Carolina, put on by a fellow club member and good friend Kent. Here's the Lindeman down at Kent's place for a summer show that we did. This was the first time I had taken the Lindeman out, shown in public. Here in this picture is the end of the day. Most everybody left, and me and my buddy Brian were always the last ones to leave. We don't know. We shut down the parties. So that's his John Deere R in the background. Unfortunately, he doesn't have that anymore. But all right, here's another little family shot. There's Sweaty Betty, as always. She's been here forever and will be. I guarantee you that tractor will not go anywhere. There's a video that'll be coming up on Sweaty Betty of how she was put together with several tractors, and she did leave my fleet at one time, and I got her back. But that'll all be covered in another video, so look forward to that one. All right, here's a picture of a sad day. Well, for me anyway. So here's the Lindeman crawler, all loaded up on my buddy Billy's trailer. He drove down from Pennsylvania to buy this crawler for his dad. Amazing family, both Billy and his dad. Really good people. So this morning, this photo is the Lindeman loaded up on his trailer. And as you can see in the background, I have my John Deere 40 loaded up on my trailer. So when Billy left that morning to take that crawler back up to Pennsylvania, I left to take that 40 out to West Virginia to sell it to one guy, and then drove another couple hours to go pick up this. It's a John Deere 950 compact tractor. I love this thing. I used this the whole summer of 2020. It was after I retired from the Navy and before I started my civilian job. That's not for this video, but that's where the Lindeman went. The Lindeman went to Billy, the 40 went to another guy in West Virginia, and then I purchased this tractor in West Virginia all in the same day. So I don't play around. Stuff comes and goes. After I sold it to Billy, I started the YouTube channel, and I did the 430 crawler. So after I finished the 430 crawler, I got contacted by Billy again, and he said, hey man, you did a great job on the Lindeman restoration, and you did a great job on the 430 restoration. My dad and I would really like to have both of those crawlers. We'd like to have them as like the bookend set. The first green agricultural John Deere crawler made, and the last green agricultural 2-cylinder crawler made. They did the 1010 and the 2010 that were green, but not many of those. So regretfully, I ended up selling, not regretfully, but I ended up selling the 430 to him as well. But knowing that it went to that family and the two of them are together, kind of made it all worthwhile. So yeah, 4.5 years after I sold him the Lindeman, I ended up selling him my 430 crawler in December of 2024. So this picture here is just kind of a funny thing. You'll recognize this here when I show you the picture after this. But this is me driving the Lindeman crawler down my driveway. And you can see I'm wearing some tan pants and a blue shirt. And this picture got converted into the Simpsons picture. It's a thumbnail for this video. And that Lindeman crawler with me sitting on it with tan pants and blue shirt is what I had for my sticker for many, many years. It was passing it out as a business card to look for, hey, looking to buy tractors. So this one I had commissioned. One with the picture done of like The Simpsons and me driving through the yard, and here you can see Homer saying nope. So it's just kind of fun, and then it turned into the sticker I used. So that's where that sticker came from. A picture of me driving the Lincoln down the driveway. And this last picture here is just kind of a quick before and after. I don't have those for all of the tractors I've done. This one's here. So I think that's about it. That's going to wrap it up.
There. That's a good channel to go watch. Steve's channel. It's a Rusty Wrench Restorations, and he's got all kinds of stuff that he's done in the past, and is going to continue to do. And I guess now he's going to have videos through the week along with his Saturday video. And the videos through the week are going to be kind of like that, I guess, because the YouTube thing wasn't going at that time when he was doing some of his restorations. Anyway, we got this thing plugged up. I found a bunch of me junk. Found enough stuff to plug up those two spots. I think this thing is ready to go now. I think. Well, it's as ready as it's going to be, as far as I can tell. Yeah, so there we go. Yeah, I'll get you out of there so you can have a quick look here, and that could be the end of today's video. That's all done up in there. And we got a plug in that spot there, and we've got a cap in here, so loader tower is ready to go back to my son's place. Now remember, don't be looking at those up there. Those are bad for you. So don't be zooming in on that. Anyway, I think that's going to be it for today. I don't know what else I'm going to do here yet, so that was a little project that I had ready for today. So hopefully the snow goes away, and maybe tomorrow I might get at this case tractor here, get the snow blower off of it, and get it lubed up. Sorry for the moving around there. Yeah, so if the sun stays out and it warms up at all, the snow might start melting. Anyway, have a great day wherever you're at and whatever you're doing, and we'll be chatting with you again at some point.